Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
All right. Just watched Captain America Civil War. And that is not a bad movie at all. That is not a bad movie. Like, the difference between this and something like Winter Soldier, where it feels like they were leaning towards a theme, the theme being conspiracy, right? That was not just in the plot, but also in their dialogue. They're hinting at actual conspiracies, which made it kind of cheap, if you will. It made it kind of cheap. But this movie, the main theme being Civil War, actually works very well. The reasons why teams are, or why the Avengers are divided up from one team to another, makes sense to me. Like it's something that usually with big giant superhero movies, directors and writers leave out, which is collateral damage, right? Like, there's regular people that are getting fucked up while you're blowing up buildings and doing this and doing that. This was not left out of this movie at all. They brought that up, and it made it as a point of division between one Avenger to another. Mainly for marketing reasons, probably, and because they're the two most popular guys, Iron Man and Captain America, have different philosophies in regards to how to deal with that. Right? Tony wants to sign the Accords. What's it called? Sokovia Accords. And Cap is thinking like, well, if there's danger anywhere, I don't give a fuck who says what I can do. I'm going to go stop it. That's kind of his philosophy. Iron Man thinks they need restrictions because people get fucking killed. If a superhero fucks up, a building blows up, and a bunch of innocent people die. Cap's like, oh, we can prevent that, but also stop the bad guys. But we don't need some sort of we don't need a warrant to do it. We need to be able to just go in there and fucking take out whatever big baddie is fucking things up. I'm like, I like that setup. I do. I like that setup. And actually make it play a role later on in the movie, which becomes very Shakespearean, if you will. Because the motives of Zemo, the guy who does the UN terrorist attack that they blame Winter Soldier for, he's actually the guy who does it. And the whole point is to get these guys to fight each other because he lost family members during these, hero rescue things where they're destroying fucking, cities and buildings and all this shit. And he lost someone in that. And his great revenge was to get these guys to turn on each other because he couldn't just do it himself, right? As he explained at the end of the movie. I like that, man. I like it. I like that idea. I like how it's tied back in at the end of the movie. Even the theme of revenge is brought, they actually make that present with Zemo, obviously, but also Tony Stark when he finds out Bucky, or Winter Soldier, was the guy who killed his fucking parents. And they made that a brutal fucking scene. Even with Disney, overlooking it, they still made it kind of brutal. Of these guys are they're already fucked up from a car accident. They're kind of helpless. And he just goes in and fucking kills them. In a kind of a brutal way, right? With his hands. No blowing up the car or shooting bullets at someone, straight up with his hands. Killing Tony's parents. Which is quite brutal. That's not bad at all, man. That is not bad. I liked how when Tony realized what Bucky did, granted he was under a trance, right? But that's the thing that Cap, knows about, right? He I guess they're trying to symbolize that he knows, like, oh, he knows the good of people. Thus, you can't just like judge it from the outside like that. Like this guy was under mind control. That's the plot of it. But I think symbolically, he's saying you can't just take your revenge out on someone without knowing all the context of it. I thought was like, no, that's an interesting lesson or idea they put in here. Granted, when you're a faceless, nameless goon, you do get blown up or killed by some of his friends, but it is what it is. Or the the little idea of the U.S. complaining about collateral damage, meanwhile they just, let's be real, and it has to be over 80, probably over 85% of the drone strikes by the U.S. probably murder civilians. Let's be honest about that. But neither here nor there. The point of the movie is what made sense to me and what worked. But yeah. What was I saying? Stark, when he sees the video footage and he realizes Bucky is, he's the guy he wants to fucking kill because Bucky killed his parents. There is no halfwaying it. That I like as well. Cinematically, right? Tony Stark is not halfwaying it. He's not waiting for a plot device to save Bucky. He's just like, I'm going to fucking shoot you in the face right now. I'm going to shoot you in the face and kill you. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab the laser beam from his fucking hand. I'm going to shoot it in your face and kill you. I'll shoot a missile at your face. I don't care. Whatever kills you, I'm doing it. And they write it and they coordinate it in a way to where it's not done in a plot protection way. Right? It's actually Tony, like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And the characters themselves are the ones stopping the thing from happening. That's why it works. If it was something where, Tony is about to shoot Bucky in the face with a fucking missile, but he gives a giant speech, and then someone comes in and saves him, right? That'd look tacky. But Tony doesn't do that. He goes right, like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going right for the kill. I'm going to shoot you in the fucking face. And the choreography, whether CGI or real people, whatever, the choreography led towards he was trying. They just didn't let him do it, which works, man. It works aesthetically. It works story wise. Like Tony's cold blooded about this. Like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, bro. I'm here to kill you, straight up. Kind of the way Black Panther was like, I'm here to kill you, but he fucked up. Found out that Zemo was the guy doing it, and then through all the storyline that Black Panther went through, he couldn't just kill Zemo right there. I think he learned a lesson in regards to revenge and, just killing just to make yourself feel better that your dad died or whatever. I'm like, damn, man, it's pretty good. And they make the bad guy the only one who's like, yeah, I'm full-fledged into this vengeance thing. I'm full-fledged into it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever fucks you guys up, I'll take it. Even when he's captured, he's like, did my plan fuck up? Or did I I'm doing something to fuck these Avenger guys up who apparently, in his world, they're the fucking nuclear weapons, bro. They are the destroyers of worlds, right? Where people who don't have superpowers get fucking killed in the middle. And he's full-fledged towards vengeance. And it worked. That worked, man. Jeez, what else? I think, yeah, I'm gonna call this a solid movie. This movie's solid. It's, I think, exponentially better than Winter Soldier. I think it's better by a lot. There's still flubs here or there, right? And let's be honest, the storytelling doesn't seem to be deep enough. They do more of an isolation job. Granted, they're talking bigger about the idea of vengeance and I guess politically about collateral damage and who are the good guys when you step back and look at the whole canvas. Who's the actual good guys? Like they bring up little things here or there about that, but they don't go far enough, in my opinion. They don't go far enough storytelling wise. But it's still like you could see the effort there to some degree. Thus, have to give it bonus points for that, but also take away for not going far enough. So, you know, sorry, it's just the way I look at things. But all in all, though, I 100% recommend this movie. I think that this is a fucking solid movie. Solid. And yeah, if there was, I mean, I'm sure there's more that I would recommend as far as the whole Marvel Universe thing. But if I only had to pick one, this one might be it. Captain America: Civil War might be the one I recommend. But whatever. My grade, I think this is a solid 7.5, 7.6 out of 10. And that's a solid score for this movie. Granted, once again, they don't go far enough. The subtext doesn't reach far enough. They don't reach too far into the audience. They keep it kind of isolated. They keep you wrapped up in the drama and the Shakespearean tale of Marvel's universe, at least in this movie, and the soap opera of this movie. And seeing your favorite characters, like, oh no, they're fighting. Like, oh, and the reason makes sense. Like, okay, I like that. It's cool. And damn, Spider-Man shows up, and that's a cool moment. Like, okay, they're keeping you very isolated towards that. But, yeah, I mean that's why I can't go beyond, just a solid score. If they did that, the score would be much higher. And you would, if you watch my channel at all, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to tell, because I've, as of this point, released a shit ton of different films, different genres that we've reviewed, and it doesn't matter if it's superheroes or a dry fucking drama where there's no action happening. I truly try to look for those things where the writers and directors seem like they're trying to reach outside of the film itself and grab the audience and say, yo, pay attention to this. I just think this movie only does it for the sake of more Marvel movies. But it's still a solid movie on its own. There's still those ideas, lessons, concepts there. It's just they're not reaching as far as they could. Like the Dark Knight trilogy does. The whole reason I'm watching these movies is because I wanted a true comparison. Like, I really wanted to really sit down, really pay attention, and watch these movies, and really compare it to something like the Dark Knight trilogy. And if these are the best two Captain America movies of the trilogy, it's not even close. It's not far enough. Especially Winter Soldier's, it's okay as a movie. It's entertaining, and they name drop some conspiracies, but it's not. Nah, it's nowhere near Batman Begins, The Dark Knight. I think it's as maybe around the area. Probably not even as good as Dark Knight Rises. It's kind of they're kind of close to each other. Let's be honest. But this movie, I think I'd take this one over Dark Knight Rises. Maybe. I think I do. I think I would. I think they're closer. This one's definitely better than Winter Soldier. It's probably slightly better than Dark Knight Rises. But then again, if I rewatch Dark Knight Rises, I might change my opinion on that. So, just being fair and being honest, as reviewers should be. I should be blatantly honest with you. So, there you go. Captain America: Civil War, solid movie, 100% recommend. Above average, 7.6, 7.5, somewhere around that territory. Check it out. It's a good movie. There you go.